Streets, like sweet morning dew. Excerpt. Chapter 4. Streets, baby mama drama. What they say at the doctor. I had dropped Belle off at the doctor this morning. Since it was right next to her job, she walked the distance to work. She was in the kitchen finishing up dinner. She rolled her eyes at my question. I already knew shit was about to hit the fan. She didn't even look at me when she said, "I'm 5 months pregnant, T." I didn't know because I thought we were careful after I had Laisha. Shit makes sense though. All the sickness lately. Oh shit. I knew I couldn't have heard right, so I said, "What'd you say?" She continued plating the food and said, "You heard me. I'm pregnant, and it's a boy. There's no reason to trip about it now. I told you before that it was too early to do anything, but like always, you didn't listen. Now look where we are." She turned and faced me. I was too shocked to speak. "What the fuck, T? 2 kids? We can barely take care of the one we have. I don't know if I can do this shit, especially with your ass always on the go. You're never here when I need you. You get on my nerves," she yelled. I went to grab her around the waist. She kept pushing me away. I told her, "You can't be stressing, boo, especially not right now. We're gonna get through this together. You know I'm gonna do what I have to do to take care of home. Just trust me, okay?" She went back to plating the food. "Where have you been? I know school didn't last until 7 tonight." I couldn't tell her I had gotten caught up with the time. I was enjoying the vibe with Shorty earlier and wasn't ready for her to leave. I made random stops just for alone time with her. I don't know what it was about her, but she was just different. JT came up on a lick earlier. He's setting the shit up now, and later he'll be back by so we can ride out and handle that. I breathed a sigh of relief when she didn't reply. I didn't need any more problems than the one we were already facing. JT was my vanilla homie from the school. He hooked me up from time to time with some work. He helped me get in good with the folks at the casinos. We hit him for a lick almost every month. I was so good, there were supervisors telling me I had a guaranteed job there when I finished school. I was the life of the party. I'm a Casanova by right. "You know I don't like him. You stay in trouble rolling with that fool," she said. She's referring to the one time we got caught. That incident really had nothing to do with JT. It was my ganja we got caught with. She blames him because I was riding with him at the time. I swear she acts like my mother. I don't know if it's the cancer sign in her or if it's just her. If you remember correctly, I was the one who was caught slipping that night. JT was probably the reason I walked away scot-free. Them motherfuckers would have threw my black ass under the jail. Feel me? She was still pissed, so I got no response. As soon as I started to get in her ass about ignoring me, Laisha started crying from the living room. She was playing with the toys in the playpen while Belle finished cooking. I went to get up. And Belle looked at me as if I had 3 heads. "I got her. Why don't you sit here and figure out how we gonna take care of another mouth to feed?" she said nastily. Damn, I had really fucked up. I knew it was gonna take some heavy making up on my part tonight. I thought quickly on how I was gonna handle this situation. 9 times out of 10, if I tried to get it, she won't be with it. I smiled thinking of how I was gonna change her mind. "Oh, it's okay. Mommy's here. That baby was scared. Oh, Mom and Dad were just talking, that's all," she said. She looked over at me as I entered the living room and said, "You scared her with all that yelling you were doing. I told you we should work on not arguing in front of her. I don't want her becoming stressed out because of drama in the home." As she rubbed Kalaja's back, whispering baby coos, she was grilling me the entire time. The stare was so icy, I felt a cold chill in my bones. I wiped my hands down my face in frustration. "Say, babe, let's get Laisha to bed early tonight. Then we can pick up this conversation. I had a long day, and I know you're stressed from work and tending to Lele." She rolled her eyes and walked into the kitchen, placing Kalaja in her high chair. With our plates on the table, we finished our food in silence. I didn't know what was going through her mind, but I could only imagine. She never once held eye contact with me, which meant she was beyond pissed. I don't know why I didn't pull out that night. She was right. She did tell me it was too early. I had a high sex drive, so once I was in, there was no stopping me. To keep the tension from eating at me, I turned my attention to my daughter. She was my stress reliever throughout each day. Whenever I had a bad day, her smile could light up my world. Her giggles were medicine to my soul. As I fed her meal to her, she giggled in between bites. "Come on, girl, stop playing and eat your food," I laughed while feeding her peas and rice. Once Lele was put to bed and I was out of the shower, Belle decided to soak in a hot tub. She had been in there for a good hour before I went to check on her. "You all right in there?" I said, peeking my head in the door. She had fallen asleep in the tub. I knew her weariness was from all she did in the day. I admired her strength. When I lost my job last year and was in and out of jail, she was always there holding me down. I know she talked a lot of shit sometimes, but she had a nigga's back no matter what. I washed her up and dried her body before placing her snugly in bed for the night. I guess my plan for tonight would have to wait. When I figured she was in a deep sleep, I slipped out of the room to make a call to my boy JT. Yo, my man, where you at? I said, walking into the kitchen. I'm in B-Town right now, whoa. You ready for me to scoop you? He said, letting me know everything was good with the pickup. Yeah, I'll be ready. Don't forget to stop at Quan's and get that other flavor. He called me an hour ago. He knew I meant the other package from Quan. Damn, I forgot all about Quan, bruh. I'll stop through there. I should charge that fool gas money, he laughed. As long as he wasn't looking for shit from me, I was cool. An hour later, we were on our way to Big D's house. He was a new cat around the way. He's just starting out in the hood, so he's trying to make a name for himself. He had asked me if I could hook him up with some fire and a few burners. I told him the shit wouldn't be cheap, but I would work with him. I made sure I carried my Desert Eagle on me. They didn't call this nigga Big D for nothing. He looked to be as big as Heavy D in the game. I worked out from time to time, but I was still a small guy. I knew going toe-to-toe with him would be a waste of my time. JT, he may stand a chance, but not your boy. What it do, Streetz? D said when he opened the door. Nah, shit, my nigga. Trying to make this paper, you feel me? He embraced me and gave JT a once-over before looking at me. Oh, this my boy JT. He cool. You good, yo. He looked at him suspiciously and led us out into the house. I was surprised at how neat he kept his trap house. Everything was organized and put in place. He had workers in the kitchen cooking up goodies while his girls were on the living room couches packaging. We followed him into the back room to talk business. So, you know the score. You got that for me? I said, not wanting to beat around the bush. My man Larry got you covered. How much we talking? I frowned and said, I got an ounce. Wasn't that the deal? He laughed it off and I could feel the energy in the room change. I looked over at JT because I knew something didn't feel right. D noticed the exchange and said, relax, bruh. You already know I don't get down like that. Larry, give him that shit. A tall, lanky fella walked over with a stack of bands in his hands. Once I noticed his hand behind his back, I drew first. Yo, my man, why you trying me? Try to help a little nigga out, and this is the thanks I get. Yeah, I knew y'all little new yitty motherfuckers would be on some fuck shit. JT, get that shit, yo. JT snatched the money from Larry's hand while I kept my gun trained on D. I'm disappointed in you, man. I thought we were going to be good business partners. I shook my head while heading out the door. By the time we made it to the car, Big D and his flunkies were firing shots. JT was pulling off as I let shots out from the window. Damn, bruh. How many times am I gonna get into shit with your ass, man? JT laughed as we drove away. I laughed, looking out the window, paranoid. That was close. I told JT to rush me to the house because I knew the block was about to get hot.